your boy, Marquio. And we back at it again with another reaction, man. Today we got the reason why Michael Jordan is the GOAT without stats. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see next. I love all y'all. I appreciate y'all a lot. And let's just get straight into this video, man. Without stats. Without stats, man. This man a bucket getter.
Oh my God, stop.
For real, just stop with the scoring highlights and numbers. It's not fair that no one can match Jordan's scoring prowess. It's not fair that he broke all those records during the defensive era of the NBA. It's simply not fair that no one from this weak defensive era can match his scoring output. In all seriousness, we all know how legendary of a scorer he was.
Fact.
That was his biggest strength. But that doesn't mean that was his only strength. Scoring isn't the only reason why many basketball experts believe he's the GOAT. So I'm going to answer the challenge and not mention a single scoring stat for this video. Little do they know that this will only make his GOAT case stronger. Let's start with the total opposite of scoring, playing defense. Michael Jordan took that role as seriously as scoring the ball. That's why he was able to obtain so many defensive accolades and records. He is unquestionably one of the greatest perimeter defenders of all time. He has 9 All-NBA defensive first-team selections. That is an all-time record that he shares with Gary Payton, Kobe Bryant, and Kevin Garnett. Let's move to the steals department. He's 3rd all-time in career steals per game.
Wow.
And 4th in career steals.
Damn.
Now, what about blocks? That is a stat that is dominated by centers and forwards.
Yeah.
Guards just don't have an impact on that aspect of the game.
Right.
That's a statement that can't be said about Jordan. He has the most career blocks by any guard ever.
Wow.
Now let's talk about advanced metrics. More specifically, defensive win shares. This is another metric that is dominated by big men. In fact, only 3 guards appear in the top 30 for career defensive win shares. Among those players is Michael Jordan. He is 21st all-time and 3rd among all guards.
Wow.
The 2 guards ahead of him is John Stockton, who played 432 more games, and Jason Kidd, who played 319 more games.
Imagine Michael Jordan played way more seasons and never retired.
The record 9 All-NBA defensive first-team selections proves that he's one of the greatest individual defenders. Finishing the top 5 in career steals and finishing number 1 in blocks among guards confirms that. Then the fact that he's 3rd among guards in career defensive win shares is just a cherry on top. The numbers say that he's one of the most valuable defensive assets a team could ever have. And yet,
that's crazy.
I still don't think this is enough. So let's get some testimonials from players who witnessed his defensive greatness. Let's start with a former teammate, B.J. Armstrong.
All right, let's do
He
it.
mentioned this to ESPN back in 2020. Quote, "In my mind, Michael was actually a defensive player who also happened to be an exceptionally talented offensive player. In many ways, he knew the game on that side of the ball better. The way he moved, anticipated, and invented ways to score based on what he saw on the defensive end. He never cheated the process." End of quote. Then we have what Christian Laettner said to Dan Patrick in 2024.
My first impression of Jordan and my lasting impression of Jordan is how much effort he put forth on the defensive end. Michael Jordan was the greatest defender also. And look at the effort Kobe Bryant put forth on the defensive end. And that's where the differences are made.
We mentioned the stats and testimonials. We also have individual accolades that he won. For example, he won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 1988.
I didn't even know that.
Recent events have caused many detractors.
So all the players in the world, he won defensive.
Deserving of winning that award. This hasn't fazed me one bit. Here's what I know.
Why nobody talk about
In
that? That's
1986,
crazy.
when Jordan missed nearly 80% of the season, the Bulls had the worst defensive rating in the league. In the following year, they jumped all the way up to 11th. And in 1988, they had the third best defensive rating. Michael Jordan deserves all the credit for that improvement. Here's why. In 1987 and 1988, he led his team in steals and blocks.
That's crazy. Shooting guard, bro. This is unreal. Yes, a shooting guard.
Rim protector, while also creating easy offense with his steals. He did that for 2 straight seasons. Do you realize how rare it is for a guard to be the team leader of those stats? If they gifted him a few undeserving steals to his stat sheet, who cares? That doesn't change the fact that he was unquestionably the most valuable defensive player. I could stop right here, and you would hear everything you would need to know to debunk such an asinine statement. Michael Jordan was much more than just a great scorer. You could even say that he was just as good of a defender. That's what made him the greatest two-way player of all time. But stopping here would be a disservice to the GOAT, because there's so much more to his game that needs to be addressed. For example, he was always considered one of the best all-around players in the league throughout his playing career. We all know what he accomplished on the defensive end. Now let's take a look at the offensive end. We're going to be looking from the 1984/85 season, Jordan's rookie year, to the 1997/98 season, Jordan's last year with the Bulls. During that span, here are the number of times that a player averaged at least 6 rebounds and 5 assists in a season. The player with the most is Clyde Drexler. He did it 10 times. Next up is Scottie Pippen. He did it 8 times. Third on that list is Michael Jordan. He did it 7 times. He did it as many times as Larry Bird, who also did it 7 times. The next player up is Magic Johnson, who did it 6 times. So if you take away the scoring, Jordan was still contributing in many other ways.
That's crazy.
Let's keep in mind
As
that
the greatest scorer ever.
were different times in the NBA. Positionless players were not something that existed during that era. Every player had a role. If you were in the front court, your job was to grab rebounds and block shots.
Yeah.
If you were the point guard, your job was to facilitate. If you were the shooting guard, there weren't going to be many opportunities to boost your numbers in those categories.
Right.
Players such as Michael and Clyde Drexler were the exception. They had the necessary skills to excel in everything. If you look at each season of his playing career, he was consistently one of the highest producing rebounders and facilitators for his position. We're talking right out of the gate in his rookie season. He finished first among shooting guards in rebounds. In 1989, he finished first for his position in assists. In 1993, he was once again first in rebounds. And in 1998, he finished first in rebounds for his position. Don't be fooled by the numbers. The 80s and 90s were a different time. Even with the limited opportunities to contribute in other facets of the game, he still found a way to get his. In many ways, it was much more difficult to be an all-around player during that time. If he played during this era, or the 60s era, his numbers would also be inflated. But if you look closely at his game and the numbers, you'll see how great he was
He's
at
different,
every
bro.
aspect of the game. He just also happens to be the greatest scorer and greatest playoff performer. You mix that with his 6-0 finals record, and you'll get the greatest player of all time. That is how you successfully defeat a challenge. Can you all do the same? Comment below on why Michael Jordan is the GOAT without mentioning any scoring stats. If you don't think he's the greatest of all time, let me know why down below. As always, thanks for watching.
Wow. I did not know he won Defensive of the Year out of all the players in the league, all the bigs. Like, out of all the bigs, bro, these are shot. Bigs are shot blockers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Just protecting the rim, getting steals and all that. And this man, Michael Jordan, won Defensive of the Year, bro. Defensive Player of the Year. That's a flex. Like, people don't even talk about that side like that. They always talk about his 6 MVPs in the NBA Finals. I don't know how many MVPs he got in the regular season, but they talk about all those stats, and they don't talk about him winning Defensive Player of the Year. That's big. That's major. That's major. As a shooting guard, as a scoring guard. And plus, he's adding on. You can't say he wasn't a selfish player. He was still putting up crazy numbers and still dishing out the rock and still getting good rebounds. Over 5 rebounds a game, over 6 assists a game. Come on, gang. Come on, man. That's good stats. Averaging 30, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. You can't tell me that's great stats. Like, the man was just he was just on a different level of basketball. Like, his mindset was just so different. The way he approached the game, I just love how he approached the game. Like, he was always himself. He played every game like it was his last, and he just loved putting the ball in the hoop. That was his job, putting the ball in the hoop, and he did it at the S tier level. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people can't do it like how he can do it, and it's crazy because, like, he would have a phenomenal season, right? When he get in the playoff, he get even better. That's different. How you go from being a GOAT in the season, cooking everybody, and then you go in the playoffs and you cooking everybody at the highest level, and you never win a game 7. That is different. And then you win. The crazy thing is, I always think of, like, dang, that's really crazy because, like, imagine if he just never retired, his pops never passed away, and he just stayed playing ball. Like, he would get better every year. Like, that percentage went down just a little bit in 95, I think, when he came back, but he was still Michael Jordan. When he changed to 23, he went back to himself. But just imagine, he never put his mindset in baseball and just played that rest of that era of the 90s and not miss that. We'll be talking about different championships right now. You know what I'm saying? Different MVPs. Like, the man won 3 championships, right? And said, man, I'm finna go play baseball, man. I'm done with playing basketball. My pops passed away. I'm just not finna play ball no more. This man played baseball. Said, you know what? Let me come back to the game. I missed the game. Come back. Didn't win that year. But that next year, 3-peat. You know what I'm saying? He came in the middle, like, probably the end or the middle of the season. Probably the end. Made it to the playoffs. Still put up good numbers. And say bet. You know what I'm saying? He got bounced out. I don't know. It was it the second round? Third round? He said bet. Went to go train. Got himself back together and came back and won 3 more. And that's we're gonna end it off right there. That man is so different. Y'all let me know in the comments another stat that a lot of people don't talk about that should be talked about in the comments, man. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. God bless all y'all, whoever watching this video. And today is all about Michael Jordan, man. You know what I'm saying? See y'all in the next one.